GamerCast Network.
Hey. All right. It's a video game show. It's a video game show. It's not a game show about videos. It's a video game show.
Welcome to the GamerCast Network video game show for Sunday, November 2nd, 2008. This is episode 114. I'm Chad, and this week for the roll call, in honor of the upcoming presidential election, what video game character would make a good president? And joining us this evening is Keith.
I'm going to say Ash from Pokemon.
Because he would catch them all.
Is he the kid or is he a Pokemon?
He's the kid, yeah. Any situation he couldn't catch them all his way out of, he usually shows that through love and kindness that their misguided rays were wrong and they right themselves. So he'd be an excellent president.
Then he'd catch Osama bin Laden.
Exactly.
And all the other terrorists. All of them.
And also joining us is Tom.
So now I'm going completely the other way with this, because I was going to say the leader of the Brotherhood of Nod, which is Kane from Command & Conquer, because I'm like, that way there would be no half-hearted invasions of other countries. This time when we invade other countries, it would be complete scorched earth.
And also joining us is Ivan.
I don't think he's got to name the agent from Crackdown, because, you know, when things got dicey, he'd just go in and shoot the place up with a rocket launcher.
And also joining us is Phil.
How about the hand from Black and White?
You're supposed to be the hand from Black and White. That's your disembodied, godlike appendage.
Character.
So you're nominating yourself for president.
No, the hand.
But you're the hand in Black and White.
You mean you, or do you mean God?
All right, screw that.
One is a
this
tough
game-
act.
No. In Black and White, you are God. That is your hand.
No, because that's...
We can assume it's Peter Molyneux's hand.
Peter Molyneux's hand for president, 2012.
But he's not American. It's a British hand. What does the Constitution say about this?
And also joining us is Bob.
How about the panda from Tekken? Because everybody likes pandas. Especially giant mutant ones that punch people in the face. Panda for president.
Now, does it do anything besides punch people in the face?
No, it just goes... "Brrr." That way it can't ever make a wrong call as president. It can't veto anything, so everything would be left up to, like, the Senate and Congress. So majority rules...
But he
like
would
it's
never
supposed
sign
to.
anything in either.
Yeah, he would. They'd just, like, throw some bamboo on it, and he'd, like, you know, rub his feces on the bill, and then be like... "Brrr," and it would pass.
My answer, Wario, just because doesn't have to collect coins and stuff and steal money, so, you know, it's good to have a president that wants money.
Wario, awesome.
It's no panda.
Hey, it's me, Wario.
If that's the case, I want Scrooge McDuck from DuckTales.
This week on the GamerCast Network. On the Sarcastic Gamer PlayStation podcast, Core might be your gateway into home. And find out why posting that you can hack a PS3 on Craigslist is a bad idea. Tune into the Post-Game Report to get all the facts. Post-game, check out Gamertag Radio to find the perfect union between music and video games. On Sarcastic Gamer, Barack Obama slams video games but buys advertising in Burnout. Is that hypocritical? Discover the community that brings you all these great podcasts and more. GamerCastNetwork.com.
Next topic.
First things first, we'll do the NXE stuff, which is a really stupid name for whatever this thing is.
But it's got an X in it.
Yeah, it's extreme!
For those that don't know, NXE stands for the new Xbox experience. It's the upgrade, the Dashboard 2.0 for the Xbox 360. So, Ivan, you've been playing around with it, and what do you think?
Say you hated it.
I don't hate it. No one is going to hate it. I don't think anyone's going to say, this is dumb, I want the old one back. Because it doesn't really take away a whole lot that the old one did, which is few and far between nowadays. It really did just improve on everything that was wrong, and it may put stuff in there that you don't care about and you think is ridiculous, like the avatars and that kind of stuff, but you can do as little or as much as you want with that kind of stuff. It's not like you're forced into... I mean, when you start to think, it does say, now create your avatar, but, you know, you don't have to do anything with it if you don't want to. It's mainly a highly graphical upgrade to what there was before. So now instead of going to your games section and going to like the achievements and just seeing a list. Most of us here and most of the listeners have had some experience with iTunes. Think of it difference between seeing all your songs in list view and doing the cover flow view. There are small screens that you can scroll through instead of just lists of things.
Is it faster?
Absolutely, yeah. One of the biggest gripes I had with the old version was it was slow. Every time you went to Xbox Live Arcade, it had to like load each one of your games separately. And without fail, the game you wanted to play was always one of the ones that loaded last. So you sat there for 30 seconds while all your games loaded. And it looks to me like now you just go there and all the games in your library are just there.
One last question I had was, have you tried the install game to hard drive?
Yeah, I did it with Fallout because I figured I'm going to be playing a heck of a lot of Fallout. I didn't time it, but it took less than 5 minutes to install. Probably 2 or 3 minutes.
Is it faster while you play it?
I got Fallout on Tuesday and played it Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Friday, when I got home from work, I installed NXE. So from Tuesday to Thursday, I played the game, loading it from the disk. And I suppose if I did some timings, instead of 10 seconds, it might take 7 or 8.
But it's not a noticeable increase?
Yeah, visually, I'm not like, holy crap, this is so much quicker. If nothing else, though, the best thing about it is when you start the game, you have to have the disk in. The disk drive spins up to make sure you have the game in the drive. And then as soon as it's done checking that, which takes a few seconds, the drive spins down. And the entire time you play the game, the DVD drive never spins up. So if nothing else, it's extremely quiet compared to running games off the disk. Bottom line is the experience really is mostly just a visual update. Obviously, they did fix a bunch of quirks and a bunch of things and added a ton of features. Some people are upset. They don't want the update. Some people don't care. They're like, I really don't give a crap. It's not really going to do anything for me. I think at the very least, no one's going to be upset with this update. No one's going to wish they had the old one back.
Yeah, trust me, people will be upset just for no reason at all.
I know they will, but there's really no good reason. At the very least, people are going to be apathetic and like, meh, it's faster, it adds a bunch of features, but I could care less. I think that's really about as bad as it's going to get.
Next topic.
Let's move on to Fallout, since everyone here is fans of Fallout, and I even wasted most of his week probably playing that game. Well, not wasted, but
yeah,
you played Fallout a lot, didn't you?
I played a lot of it.
It's fun.
It is good. It is very, very base. If you've played Oblivion, you're going to say this feels a lot like Oblivion with guns, but with tons and tons of improvements, one of them being combat. Keith and I both agreed that one of the issues with Oblivion was if you weren't a melee fighter, you had a lot of problems in Oblivion. I kind of got the feeling that the exact opposite is going to be true in Fallout. For no other reason than everyone's got guns, so, kind of by default, a lot of combat is ranged. But what they did to fix at least some of those issues is the whole VATS system, which allows you to essentially stop time and aim at your enemy and pick the different limbs that you want to shoot, and it tells you the percentage of your hit rate. Shooting different limbs have different effects. Shooting legs slows their movement. Shooting their arms makes them drop their weapon. Shooting them in the head, if it doesn't kill them, dazes them.
Dizzy. Now, the same thing can be done to you. You can get your stuff critical as well.
You can get hit in an arm, which will cause damage to that arm. When you go into your healing mode, you can either heal just your hit points or you can heal that specific limb if it's damaged.
But you can't blow off limbs.
Yes, you can. If you get a critical hit or if you do enough damage to a limb, it will fall off.
But can they blow your arm off? Can you get limbless?
I don't think it can blow your arm off. I like their hacking. You have to try to find the password, and it's almost like a mastermind type game where there's a bunch of words mixed in with the jumbled mess. And if you pick the word, it'll tell you, if you pick pies, if IES are 3 letters that are in the actual password, it'll say 3 of 5 or something.
That's actually something I never even got to try. My science level is so low.
I went kind of thief skill points. I'm walking around with a Chinese imperial sword.
Sweet. I took the thief stuff, so I've got lockpicking and sneaking, and then I did small arms and repair. I haven't gotten to hack any computers yet, but I have picked a hell of a lot of locks, and picking locks is fun too. So I think I'm level 8.
Oh, I'm higher level than you.
In Oblivion, Ivan here, you played hundreds of hours of the game.
Indeed.
Do you think you can play hundreds of hours of Fallout?
Yeah, absolutely I could. The only thing that I have against Fallout right now is I'm sitting here playing it, and it's a lot like Oblivion. The only thing that I wish is that a new Oblivion game came out with the fixes that they put into Fallout. Because although Fallout is a lot of fun and I'm liking it, and I probably play a ton of it, I still prefer Oblivion. I still like Oblivion. Not the issues Oblivion had, but the world that Oblivion was in I liked better.
I'm digging Fallout a lot.
One of the other things they fixed that I hated in Oblivion was the speech stuff. There was like a whole mini game every time you talked to somebody. The information you got depended on how well you could play the little mini game. They took the mini game out of Fallout. So now if something comes up that you can get information on by using your speech craft skill, that dialogue option will come up and it'll have a percentage next to it of the percentage chance that you have of getting that information from them. And obviously the higher your speech craft skill, the higher that percentage will be.
Also, I'd like to inject, I found a glitch with that. There's in some town, you got to talk to some chick. Boy, that's pretty vague, isn't it? I think it's called like Big One or something. And like mutants came and stole a bunch of the people there. And you talk to some chick who apparently dated everyone in the town. And then you talk to some dude named Pappy. And I walked up to him and spoke to him, and it had the option, you used to date Buttercup or something, and it did that, and I got experience. He's also the guy that repairs. After speaking to him a couple times to repair stuff, I noticed that dialogue was still there. You can just keep saying the dialogue about the dude over and over and over again and just get experience.
Wait, so that's probably why you're a higher experience level.
I was going to say, that makes sense why you're level 8 then.
Cool thing that I've been doing, it's so tempting just to go through a town and just annihilate everybody. But then obviously that screws stuff up. So if I ever need to do something where I want to reload, I'll just go on a spree, kill everyone in sight, strip them down to their skivvies, stealing all their armor and everything, leaving them in their underwear. Yeah. And then I'll go back and reload, which essentially resets all that stuff that I just did. So that kind of helps with the wanting to annihilate everything but not suffer the consequences.
Remember that, kids, in real life. If you do something horrible, you can rewind it and do it again.
Just make sure you save often.
Next topic.
Keith, did you have anything on Fable 2?
Yeah, I've been playing Fable 2.
Which is better, Fallout 3 or Fable 2?
Two completely different games.
Two completely different games. Okay, so it's not even in the same boat.
Yeah, the games, in essence, are different. Fable is a lot like a more happier-go-lucky, free-roaming, but it doesn't have the expansive feel of Fallout.
Were there any problems in Fable that were improved upon in Fable 2?
Well, one, the graphics are beautiful. Two, they did a whole new thing with the economy making money and buying property and houses and shops and things like that. So now you can actually go purchase stores within a town and they'll pay you a percentage of what they make, and you can sway all the economies of the town so you can have like a whole little Monopoly game going on the side. You can go find books in that to teach you and your dog, like you could teach your dog to go find treasure or to be an attack dog.
Treasure! Like find truffles and stuff.
If there's something like buried, it'll run over and start digging at the spot and barking.
Do you feel emotionally attached to your dog?
Yes, I do. I've always healed the dog if it got hurt. And I've actually killed 3 villagers that kicked the dog.
Sweet.
The combat system is a lot better than Fable 1. The range combat is much more potent than it was in the original Fable. There's no armor, though, which I kind of haven't been liking. You just have different clothing.
Can you get more layers on?
Who needs plate armor when I can wear 37 layers of cloth?
I like them videos where the guy's got like 200 t-shirts on. I mean, nothing's going to get through that.
No, I haven't really played around with it at all, but I know they've done a whole bunch with like family, because I know in the first one you can get married, and this one you'll have kids if you don't use a condom when you have sex with your wife.
Oh my god. I read someplace that the marriage system is very difficult. Like, you get married, you leave your wife behind to go off an adventure, and you get a little pop-up that says your wife has divorced you.
Because you just left and never seen him again. But you can have sex with whomever you wish, and if you don't use a condom, you have a chance to get an STD.
Oh my god.
And I don't know what that means and
really
purposes.
It's kind of disturbing.
I don't know what that does. But I know they've expanded the whole thing, and you'll have a kid, and you have to go spend time with your family or they'll divorce you. If like a neighbor from a different town sees you in another town with a new wife, they'll go tell your other wife. Wow.
So what's the benefit to being married then? Because it just sounds like it's a humongous pain in the ass.
Just like in real life, the benefit is, in Fallout 3, that world setting reminds me of the Gunslinger. Just thought I'd throw that out there.
Okay, yeah. But the benefit of being married in the game.
The way they have to make money is you go work these jobs, and they have like
gotcha. One of the cool
it's just
things.
if you want to do the social thing of it.
Okay, so bottom line, I guess if someone liked Fable 1, they probably would like Fable 2.
If you liked Fable 1, you would love Fable 2. Fable 2 is one of those games that I think, not that non-gamers would pick up and play, but that non-gamers would sit in the room and watch you play.
Mary was watching me play Fallout after a while, and I'd go through these sections where I'm talking to people to get information. So I'm talking to just person after person and going through the whole list of things to say them. And she got bored watching me talk to people.
Yeah, Fable, she wouldn't be bored. She'd probably sit there and watch you play Fable, and it's entertaining. I got to break the one girl's heart. Like, a ghost was supposed to marry this, the guy was alive and he's supposed to marry this girl, and she left him at the wedding day, so he killed himself. So he wants you to make the chick fall in love with you and then give her a rejection note. So I gave her the rejection note because I was like, man, that was a harsh thing to do to that guy. So she goes and kills herself.
Oh, man.
Next topic.
Does anyone here care about Star Wars The Old Republic, the new MMO?
No.
No.
Throw MMO at the end of anything, and I'm no longer interested.
I think you even have it in here. EA is trying to say that it will be bigger than WoW, which we've heard before.
As they lay off another 600 employees.
Yeah.
Okay, so the story is that BioWare on the 21st, like 2 weeks ago, announced that, yes, they are indeed making Star Wars The Old Republic, the MMO, based on the Knights of the Old Republic game. This game is set 300 years past Knights of the Old Republic, but it's got that all same feel, characters, universe, that kind of thing. Now, it's not a single-player game, it's going to be an MMO. And there really aren't any details beyond, hey, we're making a KOTOR kind of MMO.
Just a quick ignorant question. This is what, BioWare, published by EA?
Yes.
Who did the other Star Wars MMO?
Star Wars Galaxies was done by Sony.
Quick story, like 2 months ago when I was at the Podcast Expo in Las Vegas, Sony Online Entertainment was also having a conference, and man, that thing was empty. It was sad. I felt bad. So there you go. That's how many people are playing Sony MMOs.
Do they even have any left?
EverQuest 2? EverQuest.
EverQuest, yeah.
Ah, well, back to the BioWare Star Wars MMO. It was just announced. We're still years away from it coming out. It'll probably be better than Star Wars Galaxies.
The game gets a nod from me because it's a BioWare game, and I've liked every BioWare game. So that in itself is like, okay, that's cool. But it's another MMO. It's another Star Wars thing. I'm kind of sick of Star Wars.
The MMO I would play is if Jedis fought Nazis on Mars.
Jesus.
In hell.
In bikinis.
Sorry.
With a sniper rifle.
On the wing of a plane with a goat and a minigun. Old school reference.
Next topic.
On this topic, Age of Conan, is it dead? What has the word been? Because I think you had said something along the lines of there were layoffs with those guys, or
Their stock went down really bad, and that was before the bad stock market stuff. The game designer left. He had issues with how they were developing the game. If I recall correctly, players were asking the hosts, the server hosts, to consolidate servers.
okay, so that's the one that gives away whether or not it's struggling. Asking your server hosting company to consolidate servers. So was it Eidos stock was going down?
No, Funcom. Funcom is the owner.
What else do they make?
Let me look it up real quick. What else does Funcom make?
I brought up the Wikipedia page. Oh, geez, Anarchy Online.
That's it. It's Anarchy Online and Conan.
Anarchy Online is a free MMO right now. You can play for free, and then if you want to play more, you buy the expansions or something like that.
Oh, God, they're from Norway.
Nothing wrong with the Norwegians.
So what has the word on the street been on Warhammer?
All I remember is they have a lot of people playing it, like 750,000, almost 1 million, somewhere around there. I don't remember hearing anything more.
Dude, even if you have 1 million subscribers, that's a lot of money.
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot of money every month.
For essentially what? Nothing. I mean, what's City of Heroes membership?
300,000 maybe.
I still get emails from them every once in a while. Hey, it's a double XP weekend, or
Yeah, I got the one for Halloween that was like Zombie Rampage Weekend, and I almost logged on just because
Yeah.
that seemed like something I'd be interested in.
Wait, did he say Zombie Rampage Weekend?
You got
all
my
in the same
attention.
day?
Well, speaking of population numbers, real quick, WoW has hit 11 million, if you care.
And what's its
No,
new
not really.
ranking?
Yeah, what country is it larger than?
It's larger than Chad, which is a country in
Because your population is 1.
It has surpassed me. I feel demasculated.
No, the African nation Chad has 10.8 million people.
So what number is it?
That's what I forgot to look up. I didn't write that down. Hang on.
I'm skeptical about this number. Is this current active subscribers?
See, everyone asks this question all the time whenever they give this number. And even in the press releases from now on, they actually say this. These are active subscriptions. Within the last 30 days, 11 million people have played World of Warcraft.
Okay, that's just crazy. That's ridiculous.
Ooh,
Yeah, that's-
okay. So Chad is 75th in population with 10,781,000. The next in line, though, is Greece and then Cuba.
It's on its way to that 50. Like, it's over half. It's in the top half because 90.
Oh yeah, by far. There's 221 countries technically, but that includes like Pitcairn Islands and Vatican City as countries.
Wow,
Real
that's
ones like Belize and Barbados is like 175-ish.
And Blizzard is actually pursuing a new MMO. I mean, they are making another one. They're just not saying what it is yet.
Well, it's either going to be Diablo Online or StarCraft Online. Which one, you know?
Or a new IP, which is I'm kind of.
Blackthorn online.
That's crazy
MMO.
talk.
Lost Vikings, the MMO.
They can't make an MMO that will compete with Warcraft. It's going to be different.
You don't think they can do a World of StarCraft? Do you think that's too much of a competition for WoW?
If they're going to make a new MMO, it would not be anything similar to Warcraft in design. It would not be a walk around, push buttons, hack and slash. I would assume that they would go the route of something like PlanetSide, which is a first-person shooter MMO. That would fit well in StarCraft because you could have all the laser guns and the Protoss with the blades and all that kind of stuff. Or they could go the route of a massively multiplayer strategy game. What's that old one, Tom? What the hell is that one called?
Shattered Galaxies?
Shattered Galaxies, thank you.
Well, there's one thing I can guarantee you, is that Blizzard's next MMO will not take place in the sewers under London.
Next topic.
There was a study on gamers and unopened games. This is from the NPD group. This is the big boy people of numbers stuff.
Well, retailers. I'm sorry. I roll my eyes whenever I hear NDP anymore because how really valuable are these numbers?
And I roll my eyes when you missay it, and that's actually NPD.
It's only 3 letters. I mean,
I only trust Interpret.
it's not like, oh, geez, what was that guy's name you could never pronounce? That Japanese guy's name.
Kudarami?
Kudaragi.
Yeah.
Ken Kudarami.
This one
Say
was
his
a
name,
little
Tom.
easier.
Leave me
Say it,
alone.
Tom.
Say it.
He's going to say Cougarami.
Say it, man.
And sitting here, I've heard 4 different pronunciations of this name from you guys, and I don't know exactly which one's the right one.
Say whatever you feel in your heart of hearts is correct.
Kudarami.
It's still funny.
He got it right, and it's still funny.
I know, it's still funny.
Wait, isn't it Kudaragi?
I don't know. It was just funny. I don't know what it is. I just wanted to hear him say it.
Is that man even working anymore, or is he retired? I mean, I thought he left the industry.
I left like 2
He
years
died.
ago.
He was trying to pass a Nintendo Wii one day, and it got blocked up in his colon.
Yeah.
Why was he
rectal
eating it?
Wasn't he the guy that ate that had
No,
the
okay.
3 sumptuous?
No, you're the guy who eats things is Kojima, the guy who made Metal Gear. Ken Kudaragi is the guy, Tom.
Wait, well, hold on now. What is this? The guy eats stuff?
No,
What?
he had a bad analogy once.
Oh.
Kojima had a bad analogy with the consoles and eating. Back to the original story here. Yeah.
I've confused you all with my ability to pull facts from the past.
What is the bell ringing in the background, by the way? What the hell is
That's the
that?
ghost of Christmas past.
That's
bringing
the
back-
ghost of Kudaragi.
Okay, back to the story. From NPD Group. These are just numbers basically on people's gaming collections. First number is the average video game collection has 48 games.
Wow.
And they say that 11% of households have bought games that are still sitting in the shrink wrap.
I can't disagree with that, although I have a bunch of games that I've never played, but I always like to open them because I like opening games. Like, I own Fable 2, and I have never even put it in the drive, but I opened it.
He's obsessive compulsive about packaging. He goes to the
I am.
stores. He's like, packaging, no! And he's ripping
Oh
things
god!
open.
Oh god! Oh, I don't like the plastic. Oh god! Get the plastic off.
Yeah, but you intend to play that game at some point, though, right?
Yeah, I don't own any games that I have not played and have no intention of ever playing ever.
The study actually has some other interesting numbers here, which might be more fruitful. It had some numbers here on what people do with the games once they open them. Like, do they keep the boxes? Do they keep the original things and all that kind of stuff? And they found that 88% of the people who bought games actually keep the original case. 8% take the disc out, put it in a binder or something. And 5% keep the game but throw away the box.
Wow, I'm in the 5%.
Well, there's a difference, though, because I'm much more willing to keep the game and throw away the box for a PC game than I would for a console game.
Yeah, I only have a PC game collection, and I
Right.
don't keep any of the box. And I put the CD keys in a spreadsheet.
And what do you do with the instruction booklets?
Who needs instruction booklets?
Sometimes they have pretty artwork that I like to look at while pooping.
Speaking of buying habits and stuff like this, yesterday when I was at Target, I did see that Red Alert 3 was for sale. And I picked up the box, and I was like, I really want to play this game, but I put it down because I vowed that I would not buy physical media anymore for PC games. I'd only do it through download. So now I'm going to have to actually see if Command & Conquer is available download only.
So now you only go to the internet porn sites instead of getting a real hooker?
Exactly.
Next topic.
Mailbag.
Okay, this is from Duffman on the forums. This pertains to episode 111, where you asked what game you wouldn't want to smell. Ivan said he didn't want to smell the vacuum of space, and he recently heard that space actually has a smell. And he sent a link to a story.
How can space have a smell when it's a vacuum?
Just a quick glance at this here. I'll send the link if anyone actually cares. Let's do that. Cut copy.
I imagine it would smell like ozone.
Hang on. Paste. That's the link to the story.
Oh, that's talking about the space station. Yeah, it smells like burnt cookies or something.
Well, no, hang on.
No, that's it. We're done.
No. Did you read this? Did you read the story?
No, I
Smells
saw
like
the link. I made rash assumptions and I closed it.
I made rash assumptions and closed it there.
This had to do with when the people were coming in and out of the airlock. I guess one of the guys who's opening the hatch and going inside, he always noticed a peculiar smell when they would open the airlocks up after someone would come from the outside back into the space station. And he described the smell as cooked steak and burnt metal. So space does have a smell, sort of.
Space smells delicious.
I would like to visit space.
Maybe he's inhaling all the little space debris and particles and crap, like space dust. Space dust.
God created the world. He decided that steak should float about as debris.
Well, if it was my universe, that's what I would do.
But you know,
Send cows up to orbit and then blow them up.
if space is a vacuum, though, that means that the meat wouldn't go bad. So you could just store it in space, right? And then when you're out there welding the space station back together, just grab a tenderloin and
Grab a ham hock as it floats past you. And
Reach a hand out, and how do you eat it, though?
no, you bring it back into the space station with you. It's like the biggest refrigerator ever. It's just right there. You just have a big cage of meat floating in space, and you don't have to worry about it going bad.
Delicious.
Steak space.
We did have one other really quick piece of mail from Mike, who commented on the most colons in a game. Not those kind of colons.
Gotta be that poke him in the ass game. It has to.
Not those kind of colons, the ... colon, Star Trek colon, the next generation, that kind of colon. And he pointed out the game, what was it called here? Sam and Max, Freelance Police, Season 1, Episode 2, Situation, Comedy.
That's a real freaking game.
Yeah.
Has anyone played any of the Sam & Max games? I know they come out with them very regularly.
The newest ones are episodic. You get those over, Game Tap. The original series is an old LucasArts game from years ago. I never played that particular one, so I can't comment on it. People say these are really good. It's like point-and-click adventures, I believe. If you're into point-and-click adventures, there's some colons for you to click on.
Like the old King's Quest kind. Like King's Quest 5, because that's when they started doing mouse integration.
Yeah, which was the downfall of the whole King's Quest and series.
Which was the downfall, yeah.
If you can't type it, it's dead to me, so whatever. And that was Video Game Show episode number 114 for Sunday, November 2nd, 2008. Any ham sandwiches, shattered dream pies to give to the world, peoples.
Our weekly Shattered Dream pie to the Browns.
Yeah, well, they fell apart there in the last quarter, as usual.
Stupid.
They're pathetic.
Yes, they are.
I know we're not supposed to, but I do want to give Tom a ham sandwich for having the resistance to not buy Command & Conquer. That impressed me. Well done.
Thank you. I still have the desire to buy it.
This is the last week to get in entries for our giveaway of the Blu-ray version of the animated movie Justice League The New Frontier. To win, send in a comic book related question to the mailbag. The best question will win. This week for the GamerCast Network Gaming Night, they're going to be playing Gears of War 2. For all the details, go check out the GamerCast Network forums at gamercastnetwork.com/forums. And as always, send in your comments, questions, queries, concerns, or roll call question to the mailbag at mailbag@videogameshow.org, Skype us at videogameshow, or call us at 320-300-GAME. That is a standard long distance call and all normal fees apply. And that's a wrap. Good night.
Oh, I gotta clean off my monitor.
Hello?
Hey, Phil.
I'm gonna get some Windex.
Go ahead. We got a couple seconds.
You're not supposed to use Windex on LCD.
You sure he has an LCD monitor?
No. I was saying it doesn't. Don't they supposed to have a coating and you're not supposed to use Windex?
Yeah, doesn't the ammonium eat through it or something?
Well, if Bob comes back complaining he can no longer see his monitor, then yes, it's a problem.
Much improved. No more sneeze spittle.
Do you have an LCD monitor?
No.
Oh, see? You guys are worrying for nothing.
Why, you're not supposed to put...
Windex on the LCD.
Why? Is it eat it or something?
Yeah.
Actually, I didn't know that, so I won't do it on my TV. What am I supposed to use?
I don't know.
Not Windex!
Use hate. Hate the dust off your monitor.
Get off!